guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I got this look using the e.l.f. Mint Melt eyeshadow palettes. I mentioned in my review last week after trying the shadows that I really wanted to do like an all matte look using them, and I didn't fancy doing anything complicated, just something that I would consider like wearable but still colourful. I'm looking at my lips right now and I feel like I want a gloss, and Revolution do one that is sparkly and I'm pretty sure would match this lip exactly, and I've been debating it and I'm seeing this lip, I'm like, yeah, maybe I should get it. I don't think I've used anything new particularly in today's video. I think this is all stuff that you guys have seen before, but I just wanted to do, yeah, again, something a little bit more scaled back, no complicated liners or anything. We've got some really extra highlighter, but that's as crazy as this look gets, and we're doing a full face today because, yeah, again, this eye look wasn't particularly crazy, so yeah, I don't know why I keep doing this movement. So yeah, if you would like to see how I got this look, then just keep watching. Alright guys, so my eyes are primed as always with my P2E base, and today we're going to start by jumping back into the e.l.f. Mint Melt palettes. I'm going to be starting off with the Mint Chocolate palette. It helps if I show it the right way around, doesn't it? And I'm just going to take a small flat brush and I'm going to start with the darker shade. I'm going to go for something more winged out today, so I'm going to follow the shape of my waterline and extend it out, and then I'm also going to pack the colour on, and I'm just going in a diagonal. And then when I get to the wing part, I'm going to go in more of a straight line. So when I've got my eye closed, this is almost kind of following more my lash line here, and then this is at the same angle as the wing that I've just drawn out. Just taking it a little bit higher on my other eye, I think. So I'm just going to raise that up a little bit. Okay, there we go, just like that. And then I'm going to take a Morphe M456. I'm just going to soften that out a little bit. And then I'm going to drag it in at the top. Just softly drag it into the crease. Base is just creased at the front of the eye, so before I go any further, I'm going to make sure I get rid of those creases, otherwise I'm going to set them into my makeup, which I don't want to do. Okay, so now I'm going to jump into the Mint Melt No Budge eyeshadow stick. The shade is Mint For You, and I want that on the front and the center of the eye, so I guess it's going to meet up with the eyeshadow back here. It does feel nice and creamy when you apply it, and then I'm just going to blend out the edges using that same M456. So at this stage I haven't added any extra product, I'm just going over those edges. And then I'm going to take this big flat brush, I'm going to jump into the other palette, which is the Mint To Be. And I'm going to start off with the lightest of the matte shades. I'm going to pack that one on at the front. Seems to pack over the eyeshadow stick pretty well. It's giving me a nice even colour. When you're working with a more pastel matte like this one, you do want to have a nice good base underneath. So some people recommend using a white, for example, but I think I do prefer a base that actually matches the eyeshadow itself, because I feel like I get less patchiness. It just overall looks a lot better for me. And next up I'm going to take Eyeshadow Eva 231 because I haven't used one so far in this look, and I'm going to go into the darker matte shade, and this is going to be for the transition. So I'm packing it on. So I'm still following that same diagonal that I drew on earlier. And then once I'm happy with that, I'm going to go back into that flat brush. I've just picked up a bit more of the lighter shade, and I'm going to blend back and forth. I feel like when it comes to blending matte shades into each other like this, it's definitely a little bit easier when you're doing like your crease, like I was doing in my previous video using these eyeshadow palettes. I feel like I'm getting there. I feel like I am. Just taking the Eva 231 again. I haven't added any extra product. Okay, Okay, there we go. I feel like this blend would definitely be smoother if I was using the shimmer shades, but I just really wanted to do an all matte look. So I'm going to take the M456 again. I'm going to switch over to the other palette and I'm going to go into more of the dark brown just to really blend these two in together now. Just making sure to deepen the outer corner, bring it up, blend it out here as well. And then again back to the Zoeva 231, just blending them in. Okay, there we go. I'm just taking a clean M456 now and getting mixed up between the palettes. I'm going to go into the mint chocolate and this time I'm going to take the lighter of the two browns and I just want to come and blend that above everything, finish off that crease. So again, I'm really not trying to go too high with this. This is just to really finish the crease off. And I'm just going to put it out a little bit as well. Get a nice sharp wing. Really trying to make sure I'm not taking this up too high. I'm just going to take my flat brush again. I am going to take a little bit more of my lighter shade just to blend it in. I don't want this to be sharp again. I don't want it to be like a cut crease, but I really want to make sure that the mint, is on the lid and that the browns are in the crease. Really like that. I think I'm just going to take a bit more back here as well. I've been wanting to do this look since filming my video. I mentioned at the time that I wanted to do an all matte look with these and it's definitely not turning out quite how I wanted it to. I thought it would be a bit more bright. I'm still very happy with that. That is very nice. Okay, so that's my top lid done basically for now. We're going to move on to the lower lash line, but what I am quickly going to do first, I'm just going to set my brow bone with my face powder just because I'm not going to take the eyeshadow up any higher. I want to try and avoid any transfer. You can just use a beige eyeshadow for this, but I just use my face powder because it's literally gonna match my face later on. So this is just my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Light, and I'm gonna take a Morphe M330. I just find it really works for this because I can just pat on the powder and then just kind of run it along the top edge as well. That's just gonna make sure that that top edge is really nice and smooth. I should probably have primed the lower lash line really quickly, shouldn't I? So I'm just going to take a tiny bit of P. Louise base just on my round brush. This is what I use to apply it to the eyelid. And just taking a really small amount. I'm going to go back into the back into the mint chocolate palette, into my dark brown, and I'm going to take another small flat brush. This one is from e.l.f. and I'm just getting right into the lash line. I want this to be nice and thin. And then just connecting it up to the underneath of that eyeshadow. And then I'm going to do some winged liner, and I'm going to take my Inglot gel liner, but I'm not going to do black. I'm going to take the shade 90, which is a really nice brown, just because I think it works really well with these eyeshadows. And I'm just using a Pro Arte Masterstroke Series 60 brush in 000. Okay, it's just feeling a little bit dry, so I'm just going to add a drop of my Revolution Pro mixing liquid. I don't think they still make this, but it is a really handy product just to help fluidify it and change the consistency a little. And then I'm just going to do my waterline at the same time. So I just take the same liner on a liner brush, any will do, and just pop it on really. Going to take it on the top as well. Okay, so I'm going to leave the eyes here for now and move on to the rest of the face. And I'm going to start off with the e.l.f. Mint Melt Cooling Primer. I did a review and wear test on my channel last week, so I will link it up for you guys if you want. I stand by what I said. It does feel like I'm just applying soap to my face almost, but like a sticky soap. I would class this primer as a hydrating one. I didn't think it did anything to extend the wear of my makeup. Doesn't really do much for blurring or anything like that. But I didn't end up feeling dehydrated the other day when I was wearing it. I mean, I didn't go outside, but I'm gonna keep using it up and I would class it as more of a hydrating primer. So because that is the case and I do want to wear more of a glowy foundation today, I'm just going to go into my W7 Miracle Matte Elixir, give it a good shake, and I mean I literally use like 3 drops, that will be plenty. Just rub it between my hands. And I'm gonna pop it nose, cheeks, and forehead. Ooh. Problem with curly hair. But yeah, I only need a little bit. It's got a nice blurring effect and it's just gonna help fight those oils from coming through. Well, my face feels nice and tacky now, I will say that. And for my foundation, I'm gonna use the W7 It's Glow Time foundation. My shade is Porcelain Glow. This is a really runny foundation again. And this is the Beauty Bay Microfiber Blender. I've really been enjoying it. This is the second pack that I've bought. I have to say, now that my skin has cleared up, I think the effect on the skin is beautiful and I shouldn't really need too much spot concealing. I want to see how that's sitting on my nose actually. Okay, I would say that that is sitting better than the Too Faced foundation was the other day when I was reviewing the primer, but I feel like a lot of foundations don't sit particularly well on my nose. Yeah, I think the effect on the skin is really nice. It's just a shame that it's so yellow, but W7 shade ranges, unfortunately, they're not great. They're bad. I'm just gonna bring it down a bit further on my neck. I do still have a red patch on my neck. I don't know if you guys will see on camera, but like this is me naturally, and then in real life this is very yellow. I think I'm just gonna have to spot conceal a little bit, just in a couple of areas. I'm gonna take the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in Medium Sand, and I'm not going to use it directly on my spot, so I just like to take a little bit, pop it on my palette, and then I'm going to use just a concealer brush, pop it on where I need it. And then I'm going to highlight with my Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer, and the shade is Swan, and I don't use this one anymore very often because I do think it creases on me. But we've got the wrong undertone on today. So this one will match it quite well. And then you really don't need much under the eyes. And I'm going to take my PC13 from Peaches and Cream. Yeah, see, that's plenty. The really good thing for me about this concealer, I mean the coverage is lovely, but on me it does just crease. But you get 15 ml of product, which is absolutely huge for a concealer, and you really don't need much. One tube will last you for ages. Just making sure everything blends into my brow bone. Okay, I'm going to use a few cream products today, so I'm going to go in with my Bronze Chic from W7. Just take my flat top brush from Iconic London. The smell gets me every time, so just using it in all my usual bronzer spots. This kind of product is a great way to get a much more natural looking nose contour. It just sits quite nicely rather than it just being powder that sits on top of your foundation. I feel like I'm at really weird angles. I definitely at some point I want a new chair. I really want a new chair so bad. I want something that swivels, but right now the way the room is, I just don't have the space, and I really want to change the way this room is organized. I'm just going to do a lower lip as well. I just want to change the direction that my desk is facing because I think it will give me more space. Problem is, the walls in this room are bright yellow, so I need to see if we can repaint this room white, because otherwise if I turn this desk I'll have the bright yellow wall in the background and I don't want it. Okay, so the next product I'm really excited to show you guys. I've had it for a while, but I've been waiting to show this to you guys until the ad campaign went out, which it should have done last night by the time this goes up, I think. This is from the Barry M Fresh Face range. This is the cheek and lip tint. I've got the shade Summer Rose here. So this was sent to me by the brand, and I was also part of the ad campaign for this, which was really exciting. And this is probably my favourite product from the range. So I've just put some on the back of my hand, and I'm going to take my Beauty Bay sponge and I'm going to dip it in. Oh, okay, I've kind of misplaced it, but I think this is a really nice liquid blush. I've got the MUA ones, and I don't know, I just don't like the pigmentation as much, whereas this one I really like. Just kind of taking the other edge to blend it out. But this one has a really nice amount of pigmentation on it, and you can layer it up as well. I just think it sits really nicely on the skin, so I'm going to take a bit more, try and get rid of all the excess first. It just gives this really nice rosy flush. Yeah, I just think it's a really nice amount of pigmentation. I'm really, really happy with this product. All right, I'm just gonna use the pointed side. It's just settled into my creases. And then I'm gonna go back into the MAC powder, just using my PC04. I'm gonna powder everything down. Oh, that is really coming through. I think that's the issue with some cream or liquid blushes that I've tried in the past. You then powder over the top of them and they're just kind of gone. This one's nice. I feel like I'm gonna get through it really quickly. I think it might be what finally converts me to cream and liquid blushes. Look at that pigmentation. I don't know why I'm saying that because my blushes never come across that well on camera. It's just barely lost any pigmentation, even though I'm powdering. So that makes me very, very happy. I think I used this in my last video, but I am just gonna take my Fenty Beauty bronzer in the sun, just to deepen up the bronzer, just make me look a little bit more sun-kissed. And then I'm gonna take it on top of the nose as well. And then I'm just gonna take the contour shade from the I Heart Revolution Chocolate Contour, just really deepen it up. So I am happy with the way that the blush is coming through, but I'm going to take a little bit of my Anna Sui blush. This is the shade 302, and just on my Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH06. And I just want that really softly, right on the apples, just to really bring them forwards. And a little bit on the nose. So I have just remembered that I actually have a mint highlighter, which is this one from the Revolution Ultra Cool Glow. It does have hard pan, so I don't know if it's gonna work. Ooh, actually I think it does. I mean, I wouldn't wear this every day. Okay, yeah, e.l.f. definitely should have done a mint highlighter. This is kind of cute. Bring it up here. I'm not mad at that, you know. It does take some digging. Like, it's definitely not the best highlighter in the world. But this is fun. This is fun. And then just on a Zoeva 231, I'm just gonna do all the highlighting. So just my Cupid's bow on the nose. Remember when everyone was obsessed with coloured highlighters? And I know this palette wasn't really a success, but I just kind of think it works. It's just a little bit fun. I wish I'd remembered this for my review the other day. I'm just gonna take a bit more right on the brow bone. And then just on the inner corner, rather than use the highlighter, I'm gonna go back into the Mint to Be palette, just on the same brush, picking up that lighter shade. I mean, this could work as a highlighter as well. I'm gonna pick it up with my highlighter brush really softly. I know, it's over the top. This is for Instagram anyway, like I'm not going anywhere right now. I'm just gonna use my JH06 just to melt it into the skin a little bit. I'm just adding it to the Cupid's bow as well, why not? Okay, I'm just gonna go and do my brows and my lashes off camera, and then I'll be right back so that we can finish this up. All right, lashes and brows are done. I've got my Ivy lashes by Binding Beauty. Of course, they're basically all I wear. Everything, as always, is listed and linked down below, and any affiliate links are marked. I feel really uncomfortable today. I feel like I can't find the right seating position, and I think it's this dress. I got it on eBay. It's a really nice blue dress. It's cute, it's fine, but the zipper doesn't feel like it's in the middle. It's really annoying. I don't know, I might get rid of it. I might sell it on. Anyway, so lips. I'm not actually going to use any of the e.l.f. products today because I've already done a mint look with a brown lip. So today I'm going to do pink to match the blush. And this is the Maybelline Super Stay in number 10 Dreamer. And I'm just going to pop that on. I really, really like the colour of this. It's a pink that I've been looking for the longest time because it's actually cool toned, but not really aggressive. I feel like normally when you go for a more cool toned pink, it's really bright, really 80s, and it's just too much. But this one is cool toned, but toned down, and it works really well with my skin tone. It works well with the blushes. The really annoying thing is that I finally got these while we were already in lockdown. Everyone talks about how long they last, and I haven't really had the chance to experience that yet. I think I'm just gonna go in with the Too Faced Hangover Spray because I don't want anything mattifying, and I also don't want anything glittery, so yeah. Alright guys, here is the finished look. I hope as always that you like it. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. I hadn't watched any reviews of the Mint Melt collection when I filmed my video because I didn't want, you know, anyone else's thoughts on my mind as I was doing it. But since I filmed it, I have watched other people's videos and I know that not everyone got along with the eyeshadows. I feel like it's either like a love it or hate it thing, particularly the mattes in this one, I think, because these ones are brown, like you can't really go wrong with them. I can see where people are coming from. I don't personally think that they're bad. They are a little bit of work, but I think it's the nature of the shades that they are. We have one that's really pastel and then one that's more bluey. That's always a little bit difficult. Blending them in together in this type of look wasn't the easiest, but packing that lightest one on that eyeshadow stick, I mean, I really like the effect. I think it's very, very pretty. So I think if you are maybe struggling a little bit with this, there's a way to make them work, which when a palette is £4, I don't mind. If this was like a £50 palette and I was like, oh, you've got to make these eyeshadows work for you, no, I wouldn't be as forgiving. But for the price, if you really, really want these colours in your collection, you're not throwing money out the window, there is a way to make it work. I think that this eyeshadow stick is a really, really good companion to this particular palette if you want to be able to use it as a base. And it's something that I could also use with my Beauty Bay Pastels palette as well, for example, when I want that nice coloured base underneath to really pack on those mattes. If you enjoyed today's video, then do as always, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up, leave me a comment and letting me know what you thought of it. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on my next video. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye guys.